This is Daily Armenia, ＳիվիլNeթ's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Moscow remains committed to trilateral agreements aimed at resolving humanitarian issues between Armenia and Azerbaijan and looks forward to assisting in a potential prisoner exchange, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova claimed at a press briefing yesterday. She also highlighted Russia's readiness to help Yerevan and Baku in addressing key humanitarian concerns, including what she described as preserving refugee rights, protecting cultural and religious heritage, searching for missing persons, and facilitating prisoner exchanges. The statement comes amid an ongoing trial in Azerbaijan, where defendants from Nagorno-Karabakh's former political and military leadership and Armenian POWs are facing criminal charges. The defendants include former Artsakh presidents, along with other high-ranking officials and civilians. In October, Zakharova claimed that nothing was preventing ethnic Armenians from returning to Karabakh. We have emphasized Baku's constructive steps aimed at giving the people the opportunity to return. We said that multiple times. If people are interested in preserving their homes, they should probably take advantage of that opportunity, Zakharova said, adding that Azerbaijan's destruction of abandoned Armenian homes, graves, and historical sites is not Russia's concern. Armenia's parliamentary speaker, Alen Simonyan, said there might be an opportunity to exchange the prisoners once the trials conclude. It's obvious what's happening. It's sad. Let's hope that after the trial ends, there will be an opportunity to discuss bringing these people back or securing their release, Simonyan told reporters during a briefing yesterday, without providing any details as to what or who they may be traded for. He also stated that the prisoner exchange issue is not being discussed within the framework of the normalization deal with Azerbaijan, and urged fellow Armenians to refrain from referring to them as political prisoners, insisting that prisoners of war or captives are the appropriate terms. Armenia's anti-corruption court has indicted former Defense Minister Seyran Ohanyan, the leader of the Armenia faction in the National Assembly, in the case surrounding the March 1, 2008 post-election violence. 10 people were killed during protests against the election of Serzh Sargysan to succeed President Robert Kocharyan. At the time, Ohanyan served as the chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces. According to yesterday's indictment, Ohanyan colluded with others to commit acts outside the scope of his authority, which negligently led to grave consequences. Ohanyan and Kocharyan, among others, were initially charged with overthrowing constitutional order shortly after Nikol Pashinyan came to power following the 2018 Velvet Revolution. Although the Constitutional Court ruled the charges unconstitutional in 2021, the ruling was successfully appealed by the prosecution, and the trial against Kocharyan and his former subordinates was resumed last September. The former president was charged with abuse of power later in November. The defendants have claimed that the judge presiding over the case is not impartial. Judge Sarkis Petrosyan was a member of Nikol Pashinyan's Civil Contract Party until 2018 before terminating his membership. Check out the latest episode of Insights, where host Eric Hakopian shines a spotlight on what he calls the Stalinist-style show trials being staged by the Azerbaijani regime against Armenian hostages. He dissects the muted response coming from both the international community and the Armenian government itself, and urges a multi-pronged strategy to confront this ongoing human rights violation. The episode also unpacks the significance of the recently signed US-Armenia Strategic Agreement, underscoring its geopolitical implications. You can find a link to it in the video description below. And finally, the SivilNet number of the day is 6. That's the number of Oscar nominations for the film Anora, announced yesterday by the Academy of Motion Pictures. Director Sean Baker, who achieved the rare feat of 4 nominations for the same film, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Film Editing, and Best Original Screenplay, is known for his use of Armenian characters and themes in his films. This is the result of his long collaboration with Armenian actor Karin Karagulyan, who also recommended the Yerevan native stand-up comedian Vache Tovmasyan for a part in the film. In Anora, Karagulyan and Tovmasyan have prominent roles playing Toros and Garnik, part of a trio of mobsters working for a Russian oligarch. Last year, the film won top prize at the Cannes Film Festival. Baker visited Armenia in 2018 to take part in the Yerevan Golden Apricot Film Festival and took part again remotely in 2022. Anora is representative of the growing space for Armenian stories in the film industry, though some are disappointed that Hollywood has so far mainly chosen to stereotype Armenians in gangster roles, such as in this case. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.